Listen, Foolish used to work for another radio station. They just so happened to be in the same building. But when we were ready to do the crush 'em up, we'd go get him. Or we'd be getting coffee and he'd say something. Oh, no, Foolish. You got to say that on the radio. You go like, yeah, I'm going back now. I said, no. You got to come on our side and say that. And he graced us a million, 2 million, 300 million times, man. Foolish, thank you, man. And good morning. What up, Foolish?
What up, Foolish?
What up, Joe? Let me tell you something, man. It is a pleasure and always an honor to rock with y'all. I don't give a care where we at. We could be eating somewhere. It's like the light always shine when we together, man, for real.
Thank you, and that is so true.
I ain't never been depressed around y'all, man. People
Same
was
here.
musty as I don't know what around us one time, and for some reason, the funk cleared when y'all started talking, man, and we overcame the must. You remember that, man? We was over there doing the show, and all the male ladies showed up. We was like, ooh, somebody bumping. Somebody bumping. She cute, but you bumping over there.
Foolish, how many years for you now?
In the comedy game, I started in like late 97. So it'll be like about close to 27 years.
What made you think you could go on stage and do comedy? What was it? What was the day? Who did you hear? Who were you talking to?
You know what? I've been the class clown all my life. Like, I'm talking about all my life. You ask anybody grew up with me, anybody that hustled with me, I've always been Foolish. But I tell you, when you look at working at Little Caesars at Joe Louis Arena, and I'm talking about I worked there 12 years. You know, I brung Prince a pizza. You know what I mean? I done sit up there and made sure that Luther Vandross had some chicken wings before. Like, I mean, it's a difference when you perform at a place where you used to work at. Like, I'm talking about, like, I went back and opened up for Jay-Z, and I hosted numerous events there, you know, through radio and just people, promoters. But I tell you, man, comedy saved my life. You know, I was going down a very dark road, and those that know me, they remember when I bust that bottle up against the ground, and I walked from Tillman and Martin Luther King all the way to Granville and Plymouth.
Wow.
I knew where to go. You know, like when God hits you, and then you get to moving, and you leaving people where they at. Like, where he going? And they didn't know. And then you start your path.
Yeah. Man, it's an incredible journey. I always loved them. It was 100 years ago we were talking about Tony Brown. Foolish was doing B's Comedy Kitchen, right?
Yeah.
He did a stomach joke. I had to come back the next night and watch it for 2 more shows. Already seen it. It was incredible. It was incredible.
See, you know, I swear for the last 20 years, you've been talking about this stomach joke.
Yes.
And I swear, like, all that, you know, that went viral on BET, that joke.
Oh, no kidding. No, I didn't know
Because
that.
I was talking about, like, why is it so unattractive to exercise? If you could do sex moves, you'll work out all day. And then that's when I did the stomach. I could do 100 million of these. Because it's the truth. And, you know, I'm going to talk about that this weekend, too, because a lot of times it's not you that really is unattracted to working out. It's the place. If the place made you feel good about working out, you'll go work out. It's like your doctor.
That's true.
When you go to your doctor and he talking all good to you, and you only like, man, I can't wait to come to my next checkup. But if he say something like, man, you ain't gonna never see me again. You hear me, fam?
You ain't going
That was
back.
the worst news I ever heard in my life, man. Am I paying you for this? To me, some doctors need to hold back some information, fam. Don't even tell me I got 3 months to live. You hear me, fam? Be like, hey, keep it up.
Man.
Keep it up.
You were in a crazy car accident that scared all of us.
Yes, on the most murderous street in the city, Joy Road. And, you know, I was one block up from it, and I'm coming down, you know, my block, about to go do a show, and the dude just runs the stop sign doing 60.
Woo!
Told my little plastic Charger up, and, you know, I was out for a minute, and then when I came to and I saw him come to, he took off. When he took off, whatever life was left in me, put that boy in drive, and I'm talking about my front end is hanging off. His back end hanging off. He already like 3 blocks up. He had a brand new Cherokee. It might have been stolen, whatever it is. We never recovered him or whoever it was.
No kidding.
And my car was breaking down as I tried to follow him and get a license plate. But, you know, I just thank God and the people who put me back together. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I still got that circle. You know, sometimes when you really need people, they there, you know, and
that was,
I love them. I love y'all.
And now you take the stage, one mic, one light.
Birthday
tonight
weekend
at Punchline. It's the birthday weekend.
Hey, man, I want to celebrate people who really are surviving out there. Because, you know, as we look at the Detroit Lions and that loss, if it took some air out the city.
Yeah.
You know, I saw people were like, man, I'm about to go back and get my GED. Man, you know I ain't really worried about it because I got my own business now, but I'm going to get that GED thing. And I was like, wow, look at everybody so happy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, it's a fake spirit if you can't keep it.
Right.
There you go.
I tell people all the time, man, don't ask me how I'm doing again, fam. Because ain't nothing you can do about it if I ain't doing good. You want to ask, or is you helping, or is you going to be nosy? Like, what is you about to do, put the video camera in my face? Like, people really don't care. And when they care, you have to take advantage of that. They start caring about the Lions again. Me personally, I was not watching football no more because of how we've been played these last couple years. Referees and, you know, just not treating the players like how I thought they should have been treated. You know what I mean? Like, we should have still had some years with Megatron. Yep. You know, I always say that. But to get this far and to see the air took out of the city just in one half, it blew my mind. And I said, I'm not going to be, you know, into that type of fake spirit ever again. Right now, I root for me. I root for the people around me. I root for Black Wall Street, which is coming alive in the city.
Yes.
You know, one thing I see Sports Illustrated about to move here off the water.
Really?
Oh, yes, they are. They got a whole corporate building that they putting together right as we speak.
Wow.
So this city has so much value. You see how much the Lions tickets cost?
Yeah.
Next season?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. They need to make a package. Throw the Pistons in there for that price, too. Golly. Come on, fam. That's some high, come on, give us something back.
Free Piston tickets
Man,
when you buy your Lions.
Dog, let me tell you something. I went to one Piston game, and I literally was out the jersey up. I was like, y'all need me, fam.
No, you
just need me.
jersey.
I'm about to jersey up, fam. Y'all need me, dog. Y'all need me in the corner or something.
Man, 2 shows tonight at Punchline, 7:30, 10 o'clock. 2 shows tomorrow night, 7:30, 10 o'clock. You doing a Sunday matinee?
Hey, dog, Sunday, 6 o'clock show.
There we
and
go.
I'm going to be so benevolent because I do church shows, too. People always think, man, Fuller, you be so raw. I remember I was on the road one time with Ricky Smiley, and he was like, man, you was over there talking nasty and cussing and stuff, man. I was like, that's me. We at the Improv. This Florida. I'm giving them the business.
Yes.
He was like, but I got a church audience. I say, well, they just got took to church. I didn't say nothing irrelevant.
That's right.
But that's the difference in comedy. I never work with him again. But every time he see me, he respect me.
Yes.
You have to understand that sometimes you do have to calm it down. But you didn't tell me to. I'm being me. If you don't tell me exactly, like I got a church show coming up with my girl Sherry Henderson. I know what jokes to do.
Yes.
I know how to fill out the crowd. I know who I'm talking to. I done performed with the Winans before. You know what I mean? And I swear, Pastor Winer pulled me to the side. He said, foolish. I want to thank you for not going like how I know you can go. You know how he calmed the whole room down. I swear it could have been riled up. He just come in. high.
That's good.
I think I need y'all to turn it down.
That
just
is
a little
good.
bit.
That is good, Foolish.
And I swear, man, Detroit is so beautiful, but at the same time, we can be so ignorant. I don't know what type of women out there are dating these dudes, but if you dating somebody that's stealing Kias or taking steering wheels off cars, do you know what your life about to be like? I just want you to know this. Ladies, do you realize gym shoes and buffs really ain't the qualifications of a good man? Do you know this? We're going to talk about it because I have a 14-year-old daughter. She is not amused. She knows that once she comes in contact with somebody's spirit, you neither bringing me up or down.
There you go.
And if your ignorance is something to bring me up, then that means I'm about to be down.
Yep. That's a good point. Well, hell, I got a bill for that. Give me the bill for that.
Man, let me tell you something. I used to be ignorant, and I thought it was all right. Drink 40 ounces, got my undershirt on with the hard Levi's in the top 10s. I'm on the block with the Rock. And I swear it was taking so much away from me. Because as you grow out of it, you realize, damn, you don't get that time back.
Right.
So if I would have started comedy when I felt like hustling and doing all this other stuff, man, I'd be rich. And probably could have put some other people on. A lot of people don't think about that. The smarter you are, the smarter you're going to make somebody else. If you love them.
Yep. So true.
If they envious of you, you gotta watch God take them out your life. You can only help a person so far before you realize they taking out the bucket.
And not throwing anything back.
Woo! Man, I love my circle, man. Y'all been in my circle, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Some decades
man,
now.
That's
we
right,
done saw the level of Detroit from Coleman Young and up.
Yep.
I was at
time.
I was at my boy Rue baby shower, and I saw Kwame and his wife and, and a couple kids.
You know, get a chance to talk to him?
You know, I talked to him a little bit, man. You know, Kwame about 5'5" now. He ain't really as big as he was. You know what I mean?
5'5".
It took a lot for Kwame. I saw, damn, Kwame 5'5" now. You know, Kwame ever since we was on Taylor, getting our hair cut by Peanut. You know what I mean?
Peanut, that's right.
Come on now.
Yes,
and to see how life has absorbed him and put the spirit back in him, that's what made him tall when he talked. He started getting big again. But you got parts of this community here that has that side of the story and this side of the story. And something happened. But we can't talk about it because it's so gangster. But everything else got a camera with it. You seeing footage. But
there was a lady punching her son in the face. I said, I gotta do this. I said, Foolish told me a long time. He taking it in the face.
Taking it in the face. You know, they still say that.
My thing with Foolish,
I love that, Foolish.
I don't know if you remember this, but I saw they used to do comedy at Nikki's. They were trying to do a comedy night, and you were hosting, and I came in.
I know, it was crazy.
And you hit the mic, and you would say something. It was funny to me.
Funny to me. No matter what, funny to me. You know what? I remember.
I always remember that in my head. I love that.
I remember like literally seeing the same people come in early at the club, and they just hit the dance floor. And then like about 1 o'clock, I see them still out there. And I just be like, wow, they just sweated 3 hours. Didn't dance with nobody else but themselves. You ever saw them people?
Oh, yeah.
They by themselves.
Oh, yeah.
They will dance all
Period.
night. I don't know what's in them, but I say to myself, I say, boy, to be musty that long and stay at the club to the end.
Yes.
Like, they ain't even trying to talk to nobody. I remember one girl, she just get on the dance floor and she go do the splits about 5,000 times, everything, and she did not like nobody talk to her.
She just wanted to be in her space.
She loved the DJs, though.
Right.
She loved the DJs. She'd be right by the DJ. Hey, could you play this for you one time? I want to do my little splits.
Did you ever want to be a DJ? Did you ever fool with that?
Man, you know what, dog? I love my DJs, but one thing I see is that I be trying to rap too much over the beats.
But you can rap.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I
Don't
still
make
got
people
it.
think. Yeah, okay.
I mean, y'all still freestyle. You know, we could get something going whenever.
Okay,
I'm totally like, oh, God.
Look at Angie. She like, really?
Look at Angie. Hey,
we used to do
turn
that
me
all
up,
the time.
son. Turn me up,
He
son.
used to do these records.
You know anybody got February 29th birthday?
I do not.
Me, I've never met him, man. Or
I
her.
do not.
Please come party
How
with
does
us.
that work, though?
You know, I'd be mad. I'd be kind of mad.
They have to pick a day the day before, the day after,
Right,
right?
just celebrated the next day. Yep, on March 1st.
Oh, you go the next day.
Yeah.
But that ain't your birthday.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do in this world.
Foolish, we said we would let him freestyle. I just pulled the first thing I got. I got
man, listen to that beat,
too
cuz.
short.
Oh, dog.
Blow-
Too short? Oh.
Yeah, blow the whistle is what I got.
It's
Yeah.
a birthday weekend.
It's a birthday weekend.
It's a birthday weekend.
It's a birthday weekend.
Go.
My back hurt. My back hurt because I'm 54. My back hurt. My back hurt because I'm 54. Who old as hell out there driving your car? I know I see you. You could have been at the bar but can't go no more because you like taking naps. Oh, you can't get the young life back. Oh, back hurt. 54. So we gonna go right there to the punchline and grind like never before. This is the weekend for everybody that used to be freaky and pull out their outfit right out the attic. I know you got mothballs on it. I know that's probably unhad it. But we don't give a damn. Let me see them shoes that you used to look good in. Your toes is showing. Your toes is showing.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Dr.
About to go there, man. Appreciate that.
Punchline all
Birthday
weekend. It's gonna be a
weekend.
great show. That was good, Foolish.
Man,
Gosh,
thank you, man.
know,
Right off
but
the
you used
top.
to. That's what you used to do when we first met. He could rap.
You
like
made
he
me
could
rap.
rap like crazy.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Foolish could do a lot of stuff.
You made me literally like pull a pen out every morning. He like, look, this what you gonna do, this what I'm gonna do. You made it
Yep.
easy for me.
We
You
do.
gave me a rhythm. And with that rhythm, that's how I looked at comedy. You got a host, you got a feature, and then you got a headliner. Me, I don't even need a feature. I bring that, let somebody just bring me up. I got an hour or two.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The party. And we can go there. Ooh, you cut, you cut. Yeah.
Your
Barbara
barber
done
just messed up, baby.
Ooh. Come on now.
That
We
was
can
the
go
craziest ball we had a ball. Cat Williams has made quite the noise out in the world over the last month or so. Foolish, you had a chance to see any of that?
there. Man,
Catch that with Shannon
I
Sharp?
done watched it about 5 times.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? I love Cat. You know, Cat was one of the dudes that, you know, when I saw him backstage at Joe Louis Arena, because my boy Zoo-Man Miller, me and him started off in the game together, man. He got me some tickets, man. Primo show. It was Red Grant,
Yeah, Red.
Zoo-Man, Mark Curry.
Red
You know,
always
man,
talks about you when he comes.
I mean, you know, Red Grant, a good brother. He actually asked to produce my hour special. He just,
No
that
kidding.
weekend we worked together.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, man, I want to do your hour special. And I would just look at him like, I do too. I want to do it. I want to do it too, fam. But Cat Williams looked at me and he was like this, foolish. Like he been knowing me for years. Only 2 other people did that. Ice Cube, Mike Tyson.
Wow.
I'm talking about just straight up. Mike Tyson saw me in Vegas and literally just came running towards me like, man, her screen door stank.
Something he heard you
He
say.
saw me on BET and he remembered that.
Wow.
Chris Brown did the same thing on that joke. But I'm going to tell you, Cat Williams is a genius for real. He made comedians come after him now. If you was in that conversation, now you got something to prove.
Yeah, no doubt.
I saw an interview with Earthquake. Earthquake said, how can't I read? And I was building nuclear bombs in the armed services.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean, that's crazy to me that now, you know, when you talk about comedians, they get sad and depressed. And like when I saw Ricky Smiley on camera crying, and I was like, come on, Ricky. Ricky. Get at him, Rick. What? Don't be crying. Don't go for the sympathy, fam. Steve Harvey do the same thing, just Stark. I mean, man, come on, man, Steve. You don't even look right crying, fam. Got this bushy mustache, dog. Always sensitive to it. If I didn't have my wife. Come on, dog. Grow some hair back, fam. That bald head done got you too sensitive, dog. You know, it's like this. When I see my fellow comedians, you know, it don't be like no starstruck stuff. Like, I don't ride nobody coattail. You know what I mean? Because half of them dope fiends, and half of them know when they came in town, they wanted me to get it for them because I was a street cat.
Right.
So it was like, don't even front. I know everybody. I done opened up for everybody. I done been on shows all through this mug. So you can't do nothing but acknowledge me like I acknowledge you. If it's lesser than that, then I already know what you're about. You know what I mean? TK Kirkland coming in town, he be like, Foolish, I'm your biggest fan. I just want to let you know I'm your biggest fan.
TK.
And I swear, to this day, I've never heard him crack a joke.
I haven't either, Foolish. That is true.
All
we interviewed him all the time.
That's what his show is. It's a
conversation.
He telling you the truth, but at the same time, he telling you how his game is. And once you watch Cat Williams, it's like he telling you the truth, showing you how his game is. That's the new way of doing comedy. You go out there to L.A., it's all black and white jokes. Black people like this, white people like this. I saw at least 100 comedians go back to back on just black and white jokes.
Wow. Trying to fit in.
Yeah.
So have you ever been out in L.A. and performed? Or?
Man, I went out to L.A. and I saw dudes doing my jokes from working with me at Coco's House of Comedy.
Really?
But I didn't give a damn because, you know, they was my friends. I don't never want to see my friends not look bad. So if you take a piece of something that I got and you do good, I'm like, you know what? Hey, run that. I don't never want you to look bad.
You said TK does, but you do that. You're a storyteller.
I'm worse though, man. I ain't gonna lie, cause my punchlines is on something ridiculous.
Yes,
like
it is.
Right now.
Which is why people want to keep talking to you.
Dog, I love writing a joke. You know what I mean? I got a joke life that's funny. You know, I'm always going to talk about, you know, growing up in E-Course and Southwest Detroit off Vinewood. But when you can write a joke, like, you know, when I was on Comic View, those were jokes that I wrote. There wasn't nothing off the top of the dome because you had 3 minutes.
But I've seen you do over an hour off the top and not remember one of the jokes you did.
And you saw me do it 3 shows in one night off that scotch. And I ain't gonna lie, I repeated a couple. That's why I be like, yo, I don't drink heavy no more. I thought you could do it, like, you know what I mean? I was like, no, you can't do that. 3 shows in one night, and you
did it though.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I had
fun. You did it, and I witnessed it, and then I would get you in the corner and say, Foolish, remember when you did this one? You did bass. Really? I don't remember.
Hey,
I said, you got to. You like spent 10 minutes on it.
Man, this girl, she came to me and she was like, you don't remember me, do you? And I'm looking at her, you know, she got short hair, you know, brunette, nice looking. She was like, when you was at Club 313, you went off on me and my daughter. And I was like, why did I do that? She was like, we was both in there with blonde wigs on. You said that I looked like Hulk Hogan and she looked like Greg the Hammer Valentine. And I was like, oh, I do remember y'all. Everybody ran out the bar laughing. It was people running down School Graham after that joke. Because they looked at you. Let me tell you something about that blonde hair. We're going to have to stop that blonde hair. That Barbie movie started it back. You know what I mean? So you got women that don't look nothing like Barbie with this blonde hair. Barbie the Barbarian. That's what the hell you look like. Chunky Barbie. Come on now, this ain't right to try to look like people on TV, and you look like yourself in the mirror.
What you mean, Tom?
You just look at somebody on TV, be like, "Ooh, I'm about to get that." What? That's not you. It's the same thing with the BBLs. This ain't you, fam. People is dying on a serious note.
No.
You over here at the Red Roof talking about you about to get a big booty. Do it sound right? Do it sound right? You about to get a shot at the Red Roof, okay? Who paying for this? Yeah, I got my tax money back. Oh, hell no. Go buy another couch. Please go buy another couch. No more BBL.
What did you want to ask, Angie?
Your name came up yesterday. We had popcorn in studio.
Oh, my God.
He older than you, but you was like schooling
You
him.
schooled him.
Talk about you. Why you ain't got a pen? Why you got paper? You ain't writing the joke?
He said you damn near threw him out of a club one night because he was not prepared.
You know, Popcorn had a bad night, and you know what? I've had bad nights, but this night was like cemetery for him. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I saw people waking up like, hey man, get this off the stage. I was asleep for two minutes over here. I got work to do in the morning. I can come out for this. But it made Popcorn so hilarious after that. If you ask any comedian that ever like came up and tried to get some type of information, they probably say, man, I don't like the way his approach was when I was asking him. I'm like, yeah, fam, because I don't know you. And you a stranger to this game. You ain't in no competition.
Oh, he said you read it.
I give it to him because my thing is we had competitions where I had to go up against 90 comedians.
Could not imagine.
I had to go. I took 98 people on the bus with me to Chicago to perform, and I went against 12 comedians, came up runner-up. I remember trying out for the radio, going up against all the comedians in the city.
What was that
for
like?
a whole week?
I would.
For Mason or
no,
what?
not for me.
Oh.
I just wanted to find him. He was on with me.
So Pete
audition. No, he couldn't audition.
No. Come on, Mace.
The people made him. The management.
Yeah, the management made him literally pull comedians out for a whole week.
Yeah.
And then I came up and it was just like boom, he made his decision.
Oh yeah, Foolish. You know Foolish was gonna kill it.
It was like you feel everybody and the comfort. The only other person that I ever heard on the radio that was just snapping them off and like his timing was like impeccable was Kool-Aid, Comic J. Will. And Josh Adams.
Oh, yeah, Josh.
I mean, like, when I hear them snapping, they snapping them. Comedian CP, snap them. And they all from my camp. These the dudes that I could call to perform anywhere in the city, in any type of hood. And they come out. You know what I mean? And that means more to me than anything that you can like build your own circle that's going to be successful wherever they go.
When you did the BET show, tell everybody who may not have had the opportunity to catch it, how did it come up? And where'd you go to do it? And
this going to be crazy. I was living in the basement in Flint doing a gospel play called Hair Weave with Talisha and Kim Berry. They had 4 kids. And they told me, they was like, yo, we want you to move in with us. We're going to teach you how to act, work on your facial expressions. And I lived in Flint for a whole year. And then when I came back here after we did the play, which Mike Epps was in and Zooman Miller, we didn't go on the road. So they were like, look, I taught you as much as I could teach you. Go on to Detroit and get your wings. And when I came back here to the city, it was competition after competition to get on BET Comic View. And
I remember that. It was a lot of competition.
Yep.
So much competition, it didn't even seem real, like they were really going to do it.
That's right. And then all of a sudden, I got the call. And when I got the call, Gary Owen was the host. He had just beat out Mike Bonner and Damon Williams to be the host, because that was the big thing on BET back then. Who's going to be the next host? It was Mike Bonner, Damon Williams, Gary Owens. Gary ended up beating everybody. They was like, yo, he the white hype. He's the Eminem of BT. We got to go there. So I go.
So where do you go? Where is it, New York
I'm in
or LA?
Burbank. I'm in Burbank, California.
Burbank,
California.
That's why I work a lot in Burbank.
And I didn't know nothing about it. I had to borrow $1,000 from my boy Greg, who owns Strawberry Fields, to get there. And he told me, he said, you got to work every Monday, pay me back. I'm like, I'm there. I went there. They gave me 3 minutes. Now, mind you, I'm going up after Ricky Smiley, who was wearing a handicapped big weight boot, doing a character with the bifocals on.
Yeah.
He ripped. I'm talking about ripped it. I'm going up next. Now, I got chipped teeth. Like I ain't gonna lie, I had the too short Excaliburs. Like my teeth was so wrecked that I had to make sure my jokes was on point so they don't see these boys. Because if you look back at that tape, you could be like, whoa, damn. Damn foolish. I know you had a little gingivitis with those. But it was like I went up and I knew exactly what I was going to do in 3 minutes. And that's when I did the James Evans. And that came from more or less seeing a young lady in Palmer Park. That's where the James Evans show came from. And Jerry Springer split. Like when the dude went on there, it was a chick from Palmer Park, and they done went on 6 days, and he ain't know that was a man. I'm like, Palmer Park, man. You know what I mean? And she up there laughing like James Evans. Like, hey, man, you did James Evans laugh, man. And that's the best part of, to me, like when I look at my humor, like how friendly it was. It's not abusing stuff like how, like Eddie Murphy looked back at his stuff. He said, damn, I was bad. And I'm looking at him like, nah, you was with the times. Yeah. One thing about this comedy is you got to be with the times. It's a lot going on in our city, I swear, with the music game. The time is us right now. Ice Web Vezo, Peasy, Babyface Ray, Sada Baby, my boy V's. I'm like, it's a movement, Cash Doll, and it all started with who?
I don't know. You tell me, cause that's your
Eminem. The respect of Detroit started with Eminem. You can't take nothing away from him because he done built so much up in us. But now that the streets have taken over, it's the side of Detroit that is ready to be seen. Before, we were so underground with the East Side Cheddar Boys and, you know, the Street Lords and Rock Bottom. You know, you look at how the music is now, it's on another level of how sweet it is. Before, you know, we sounded a little like, you know, we wasn't in the Dr. Dre studio. Like, we was off cassette still a little bit. You know? But I'm bouncing it because, it's us.
Yep.
So now you see the city at a higher plateau. You say to yourself, how can I move with it?
And we used to tell people that you got to make it a little bit more commercial.
Right.
So that the world can pick it up.
You can't die like on stage, fam. You can't keep doing a gang of drugs and want people that don't do drugs to come rock with you. Like, cause you know that's really what it comes to. It comes to the point to where, yo, can I come to your show without dying? You know what I mean? Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. If I go to the club, after I hear all the babies, I know I gotta leave here, baby.
Yep.
You done play Lil Baby, Dub Baby, Sada Baby. Oh, it's time to leave, baby. You ain't put on no baby face. And I ain't talking about baby face Ray. I'm a pendle up. I'm 54. Come on now. Mix it up.
Listen, Foolish is at Punchline. We got to get out of here. Foolish is at Punchline this weekend. You hear him? Okay, then. I got to say, hear me. You hear him? Foolish, we always begged for you to come in the studio. Go ahead, Angie.
Yeah, because we have something in common with Mason. And I wanted to ask, is it okay to ask him about the weed story?
We got a lot of weed stories, and I don't even smoke.
No, that's my point.
But Foolish is the one I trusted.
And you came to work And May sent you out home.
Yeah, May was like, yeah, man, you gotta go smoke before you come up here. He reverse rehab me. He was like, hey, man, you need to go out to the car, fam. I don't know what's going on with you. Just get it together, man. Come back, all right?
I said, foolish. I
I
said,
did.
foolish. I said, something not right. So,
I couldn't even do Belle Isle, man. I
right.
was just like,
Right.
I don't
This is
feel right
stuff
doing
that
the voice.
Foolish had created a lot of stuff, and then he couldn't do it. I said, foolish, you got to go back in the car and go to Belle Isle, smoke some, and then come back.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. See, I mean, because he knows something had happened. You know what I mean? And when your stomach hurt or something like that, you got to get it together. And I know it probably was a hangover. Because some of these clubs don't be having the liquor that they say it is.
Ooh, I talk
And see,
about
with
it.
Foolish, I really leaned on Foolish. Foolish was different for me. And so he would create with me. And this would be stuff he created. So I could take his creations and just put them in the pot and stir it. And he was so good at it. The funniest stuff would be, people would be like, is this Foolish? That would just,
He was the master of deception on this microphone. You don't know who doing the voices. I swear, he will literally, like, he can change so much in the technology to make you sound like many things. Like, for me to do Belle Isle, man, hurt so much just to do. Then he found a way to, like, okay, just do your voice.
Physically. It was physically
Hello,
tough.
everyone. I'll be like, yeah, man, I'm tired of that, fam.
We got it though. He was Foolish. You know, we're super proud of you, man. We had you, Coco, and Shawnee back in those days. That's all I had, and I leaned on Coco, Shawnee, and Foolish.
And look at us, we still doing it.
Yes.
You know, people ask all the time. They be like, "Yo, man, is you gonna come back to radio?"
We were always one of the same. Yes.
And I'm like this. I'm like, look, I like selling weed. I like selling Cartiers. I like doing comedy. I like my life being regularly, like, put together by me.
Yeah. So I would have friends who would come to visit me from out of town. They smoke. Now, who I'ma walk up to?
I'm coming with it.
I'm like, I say I got one person I can ask. Don't ask me what kind of weed it is, nothing like that. I got just one guy, but I guarantee you're not going to complain. They be like, okay then. And they wanted to meet him after they smoked. They like, who was that, man? You got to introduce me.
Hey, I sold weed to Frank Ocean, and I didn't even know, that was Charles Pugh Fred. I didn't even know that.
Foolish, thanks, man. It's always,
man.
We love you to death, boy.
He's always the same. He never
He
changed.
has never changed.
Period.
I
Because
can't.
when the
Never
other
changed.
comedians come in and talk to us, they consider you like a goat. You're like one of their favorites.
He's
they
a
always
goat.
have great
He's a goat.
things to say about you, but you're just always down to earth.
He's a goat.
One thing I'm going to say for the Honorable Downtown Tony Brown. In his last days, he still was hilarious.
Yep.
He was at peace, and he became a dog whisperer. He was messing with exotic dogs.
Really?
And was teaching them language, the whole nine, because he's a genius.
Tony was an intellectual.
That's right.
I
see him over there hitting you right now. You're like, you ain't-
Right.
I'm getting the hell out of here now. Now I'm going. I love you, Foolish.